Hello and welcome back. Today we will be flying from Nice, Côte d'Azur, towards Perpignan in France. We are at the holding point runway 04 left and fully ready for the departure. Before doing so, let's have a look at the flight plan and the departure. So we take off on 04 left, and then it will be a series of left turn, or right turn should I say, till the VOR Saint-Tropez. After that, we go straight on to Madras, which is near the Marseille airport, left to Livco, right to Lapro, and then finally to Perpignan, VOR. Papa Papa Golf. So we are ready to go. Without further ado, release parking brakes, put landing lights on, and set thrust 30% forward. Start the clock. So we will fly runway heading until over 420 feet, then a right turn to intercept the Nice VOR 138 radial, which is already set and tuned, and we will be on that heading for 8 miles and then followed by a right turn. Okay, align with the runway heading 043. See some high mountains in front. Thrust at 40% stable. Takeoff power set. That's why we need to turn rapidly to the right.
Knot.
Move back pressure.
V1 rotate.
Rotate. Ooh, there is windy.
Positive
Pitch
brace.
10, flaps up. Flaps 2. And needle is coming, turn right.
400.
Heading 138. Flaps 1. Flaps up. Power reduction. Autopilot on.
1000.
Or lock. Oh no, it's not doing that again. Turning right on heading 180. Gear up. Flaps up, gear off. So at Nice, 8 nautical mile. Why this speed is crazy. we turn left on a heading 129 till 11 DME, and then we take the 158 radial, say 200 because we are late, till 11 DME, which is already passed, and then we need to intercept the 170 at 16 DME.
Thousand to go.
Now, on this heading, 19170 at 16 DME, so we should cross it. And we continue on the 227 course. Can already take it. Let's say 230. 15 DME. Speed 250 knots. Auto brakes off. And we go on this heading to intercept the 198 radial. At 28 nautical miles. Okay, we are far away from the airport, so we can climb flight level 280. (1800 feet per minute). (18 DME from Nice. Waiting for the needle to catch to intercept the 198 radial, and we will be on that radial for until 38 DME from Nice. Outside temperature 11 degrees, no anti-ice required. So needle is approaching, 2 dots, engage overlock. To intercept the 198 radial. And then above flight level 80. Landing lights off. Taxi lights off. Start switches off, toggle off. wheel well off, and seatbelt sign on auto. About to intercept the 198 radial, and it will be a left turn. And start turning. And we go on this heading till 38 nautical mile from Nice.
There is a call bell, reading light and fresh air vents in the panel just above your head, and we'd like to remind you that this is a strictly non-smoking flight, and all toilets are fitted with smoke detectors.
You can increase the speed to 85.
Relax and enjoy your flight with us.
The distance is 28 nautical mile. So a little less than 10 miles to go. On this heading we should intercept the Saint-Tropez 278. So we can go to heading mode, switch to Saint-Tropez 116.5, 278. And Saint-Tropez is 18 nautical miles, so it's very close. And we leave that on heading 269. So after Saint-Tropez, we take the radial 269. Towards Adra. .8 DME or nautical miles from Saint-Tropez. Needle is coming, Warlock. Turning to the right. Let's say on that heading we will, because we are so close, we will leave Saint-Tropez at 269. And passing now flight level 160 for flight level 280. Saint-Tropez 8 nautical mile. Saint-Tropez 6 nautical miles. The needle starts to move on the right. It will switch 180 degrees when we pass the VOR. When we are abeam, we can take the 17270 course. To intercept the 269 radial. Wind is coming from the left. And engage Warlock. Flying away now from Saint-Tropez. 4 nautical miles. So after Saint-Tropez, the next VOR will be Martigues 117.3. After that we will have Perpignan on 11625. So on the standby of NAV1, select 117.3 also. And the Martigues VOR is already tuned. And we intercept the Martigues 212 at 24 nautical miles. That will be the waypoint DIFCO. So the waypoint Madra is on this radial from Saint-Tropez 269 at 55 nautical miles. And we are reaching 12, so it's about 33 nautical miles. "70 nautical miles from Saint-Tropez. "38 nautical miles to go. And we are now passing flight level 260 or flight level 280, final cruise level. "1,000 feet to go.
1,000 to go.
Leveling at flight level 280, engage VNAV. VNAV will bring the speed up to 302, flight level Mach decimal 77. DME, 30 nautical miles from Saint-Tropez. We have to go till 55, so 25 nautical miles to go on this heading. After that, we'll be turning left on 246 to intercept till we reach the Martigues 212 radial at 24 nautical miles. Currently Martigues is at 34. So it will be there very rapidly. So 60 nautical miles to go, and then we will be turning left on 246 heading and then intercept the 212 radial from Martigues. .44, 11 nautical miles to go. So the Madra intersection is there. At that intersection we turn left on the 246 heading. Until we intercept the 212 radial from Martigues. We cross the 212 radial. After that, at that moment we turn right heading 284. Towards Lapro, Lima Alpha Papa Romeo Oscar. 51 nautical miles, 4 miles to go. .53, 2 miles. And we turn left on the heading 246, and on that heading we switch to the Martigues VOR 212. So when the needle crosses, we turn right on heading 284. We can check if we have the Perpignan VOR already. We do. It's at 105 nautical mile. So now for the descent, 28 times 3, that's 84. Let's say 85. So we start the descent at 85 nautical mile from Perpignan. DME to Martigues is now increasing, and we should cross it, the intersection, the radial, at 24 nautical mile. .5 nautical mile, still more than 2 dots. So there is the pointer towards Martigues. So we are flying away from Martigues. Perpignan is nearly straight on. At 94 nautical miles. Martigues 18, normally 6, and we see the needle coming now slowly. 2 dots. One dot. Martigues 20. And we pass the radial, we turn right, heading 284. And on this heading 284, we have to intercept the 178 course towards Perpignan. And frequency Perpignan 11625 is set. And less than 85 nautical mile, ready for the descent. 250 knots, and we descend to flight level 100. Let's see if there is no mountain in this area. Now there is a rather strong wind from the left, so we see that the ground track is now 288. It's 4 degrees more than what we should have, but that should not be a problem to intercept the Perpignan course. But let's do, for the fun, a left turn of 5 degrees. So Perpignan weather. Airport elevation is 150 feet. It's a little wind of 100 at 10, but we will still use runway 33 with a little tailwind, but that should be okay. QNH is 1010. Fantastic. Let's put that information in the FMC. So we will do an arrival. ILS Zulu is already there. Runway 33. And the ILS frequency is 111.75. Then P Papa Lima and 327 degrees. And we will do flaps 30 approach. Runway is 8,000 feet, 200, so probably good idea to put auto brakes 3. It's not a very long runway. Let's see the altitude at La Pro. Yeah, we'll probably be around flight level 100, so we are early to descend, but that's okay. We could reduce a little the descent rate, 1500 feet per minute. Descending and passing flight level 212 or flight level 100. We can preset the QNH on 1010, 1010 set. Transition level Perpignan will be 50. So lowest flight level is flight level 050. So Perpignan is 60 nautical mile. Let's put now the ILS information. Was 11175. Both sides. And runway heading will be 327. .327 is set on nav2. Passing now flight level 185. We can put the seatbelt signs on. And we should intercept the Perpignan at 14 nautical mile. So it's now 44. In about 15 miles we should intercept and turn left. As you can see from the course towards Perpignan, it's nearly a 90-degree interception, so it will of course fly over and then come back. Or what we could do is to turn manually before with a kind of 30 degrees intercept. Now there is still a long way to Perpignan, 40 miles, so the autopilot should be capable of doing that. When the needle comes, we probably turn left on a heading 210 to 20 and then select Voorlock. Outside temperature is 0 degrees. Still no cloud, we are above the cloud, so wait a little for the engine anti-ice. It probably will not be necessary. Now we see Perpignan nearly 45, so it should be 5 miles, but of course we are not flying towards Perpignan, so it's very slowly decreasing. So it's more than 4 miles. In fact, will we be passing the closest point to Perpignan, and then it will increase again as we are doing more than 90 degrees intersection. Passing now flight level 122, flight level 100, speed 250 knots, outside temperature plus 3 degrees. Let's have a look at the arrival time. Estimated 16:02, so that's about 20 minutes. Perpignan 41.
Thousand to go.
Now we see the intersection Lapro. We will try to avoid this sharp turn, so in probably less than 10 miles I will initiate a left turn to a heading of 220 and then engage Warlock. Leveling now at flight level 100. Check the time. There is some terrain ahead, but it's only at 3,000 feet, so no issue. So Lapro is at 12 nautical mile. So we are practically a beam of the Perpignan. It's 90 degrees on the left. And the distance will not decrease anymore, it will soon start to increase. 38.8. And when that happens, we will turn left. Okay, needle is approaching, turning left, heading 220. And indeed now 38.9. But now we are flying towards the Perpignan VOR on the course 178. So we have 1 dot deviation and more. And we can engage Warlock. Now at Perpignan, we will leave Perpignan on a 120. Course to descend to 3,000 feet. Now, capturing the 178 course, we can reduce the speed to 230 knots, and we should be at Perpignan probably at 6,000 feet. So we have 4,000 feet to descend, that's 12 miles. So at Perpignan 20, we can start the descent to 6,000 feet. Flight level 60. Remember the lowest flight level is 050. Perpignan 32 nautical miles. We are nearly on the radial, of course, 178 towards Perpignan. Wind is slightly from the right. Perpignan 30. Now we are on the radial. So at 25 we can start a descent. .2. So it will be my first landing in Perpignan. Big surprise. .2. 1 mile to go. Total vertical speed. .1 and 25. Descending at 1000 feet per minute. And we are below flight level 100, so we can put all the lights on. Start ignition switch to continuous. Logo light on. Outside temperature is 6 degrees. No anti-ice required. Passing flight level 090 for flight level 060. So we go to heading select mode, change course to 120, and engage for lock. Perpignan is 17 nautical miles. So on that heading or radial 120 from Perpignan, we will fly 20 nautical miles before coming back. So the base heading will be 330 minus 90, so that's 240 or 247. Well, let's say 240. So at the 20-mile marker, we will turn right, heading 240, which will be our base leg, and then turn right to intercept the ILS for runway 33. So that would be on an intercept of 295 degrees. Approaching the flight level 060. Perpignan is 9.5 nautical mile. Perpignan 6 nautical miles. We reduced the speed already to 220 knots. And the needle is slowly now coming, and you see it's turning. It will do a 180 degrees turn as we fly over the VOR, and then we turn left to catch the 120 radial. Turning more rapidly, and we turn left to catch the 120 radial, and on this heading we will descend to 3000 feet. We are on feet altitude, so we can select UNH 1010. We'll do a kind of crazy 30 degrees intersect. We are now on heading 080, which is 40 degrees, and now sharp turn to the right. And again overshooting the radial. But the second intercept will be better. Passing now flight level 050 or 3000 feet. distance from Perpignan is now 7 miles. So we still have 13 miles to go and to be on the radar. Nearly there. Now what we can do on the fixed page is to put some rings around runway 33. One ring at 4 miles, a second ring at 10 miles,
1,000 to go.
and a third ring at 20 miles. And we've just crossed the 10-mile ring, 20-mile ring is ahead. And that's the point where we will turn right to the base, heading 240. So we are on a heading 122. Heading select, switch nav1 to the ILS frequency of 11175. Keep Perpignan on nav2. And that will be 327. And we wait for the 20 nautical mile. And we are now reaching 3,000 feet. And speed 220 knots. .5 DME, Perpignan. Outside temperature is 15 degrees. Quite nice, actually. .18 DME. .19 DME. .5, turning right, heading 240. We have the ILS tuned, and that is Papa Lima is identified on 327. We are 19 or 20 nautical miles. We can now reduce the speed to 180 knots. Below 210, flaps 1. Flaps 2. And flaps 5. Now flight level, altitude 3000 feet, 180 knots, stable, auto throttle off. Thrust at 60% or less. 59 seems okay. We turn right now on heading 300 to establish on the ILS. And select ILS on nav2 11175 327. And we can engage Warlock. On this heading 300, we have a nice 30 degrees intercept angle with the ILS, a little less. .3 nautical miles to the runway. .5. The localizer is not yet active. 14.5 near me. Speed 185, stable. And now the localizer is active and intercepted, so we should turn right any moment. And now turning right, indeed, 327 is the course. We have a tailwind, don't forget, so that will increase our speed a little and arm the approach. We can decrease the speed to 160 knots. And gear down. 9.5 nautical miles to go. Gear down 3 green. Flaps 10. Fully established on the ILS 33.
2500.
Speed 17 knots and 170 knots and decreasing. Flaps 15. Maintaining 160. Thrust at 55. .165 knots indicated. Decrease the thrust. Five miles, flaps 25. Speed at 150. Flaps 30, runway inside. Two whites, two red.
$1,000.
1000 feet, autopilot off. Keep descending. Speed 150. A little low.
500. 400.
Two white, two red. Continue the descent.
300. 200. 100. 50. 40. 30.
Flaring. Thrust idle.
20. 10.
Doesn't like it. It doesn't like it. Reverses.
80 knots.
Reverses off.
Thank you for flying Ryanair. Last year, over 90% of our flights arrived on time. We hope you enjoyed yours, and we look forward to welcoming you on board again
What was
soon.
happening again?
Ryanair. Low fares, made simple.
Turning left.
Ladies and gentlemen, you're all very welcome to this airport. For your own comfort and safety, please remain seated with your seatbelt securely fastened until the aircraft has come to a complete stop and the captain has switched off the fasten seatbelt sign. Please refrain from smoking until you have reached the
Landing lights
designated
off.
smoking area, which is well outside the terminal building.
Switches
On
to
behalf of
off.
the crew on board today, we'd like to thank you for choosing to fly with us.
Starting
and we
the
wish you a safe onboard
APU.
journey.
And flaps up. And let's have a look at this replay. Parking brake is set. Oh boy, boy, boy. It was so nice at the beginning. Till here. This tailwind. I was probably flaring way too early. That was the problem. track nearly 10 knots even from the wind. So I should have kept that speed of 150 until the touchdown, and that was not the case. I was high. Already arrested the descent way too early, and bang, and a bounce. But we stopped in time, so no worries. Okay. I wonder if we have some gates. I suppose not. So we can switch the runway turn off and the strobe lights off. Pitot heat can come off. Oh, there is no, there is nothing here. Okay, so we stop the stream here, switch off the engine and wait for a tow truck. I don't think there is any stand. APU gen on and engine off. Both sides, fuel pumps off, taxi lights off, anti-collision lights off, and seatbelt signs off. IRS off, electric hydraulic pumps off, window heat off, and packs off. And we leave the plane here. Thank you for being with us and have a nice day.